Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Leanne Castaneda and this is my first conversation with you, and today we're going to talk about a topic that is close to my heart, and I'm sure some if not most of you are now considering to homeschool your children. So I've been homeschooling my kids for 6 years now, and I do not claim to be an expert on this topic, but I just want to share with you our journey homeschooling my kids for 6 years. So let's talk about it over a cup of tea. Okay, so let's start our conversation about homeschooling. So, if to those of you who are asking, what is homeschooling? I will attempt to answer that question by giving you 5 things about homeschooling. The first one is homeschooling is based at home, but it's not limited at home. Actually, in for homeschoolers like me, our battle cry is the world is our school. So we learn at home kagaya nung ginagawa din sa school, 'di ba? At home we can have books, you can use all the resources that we can avail, pwedeng online like in sinasuggest ngayon ng DepEd, 'di ba, na online learning or blended learning. In homeschooling, you can learn at home, pero as you go through life, learning happens because it is a lifestyle of learning. We have to inculcate or make our children love learning in the way that best suits them, kasi iba-iba talaga yung learning style ng mga bata. Okay? But we have to make sure that wherever we are, whenever we are with them, but not to sound too preachy naman na lagi na lang parang lesson ang pagsasama nyo ng mga anak ninyo. Pero in the small ways, like for example, eating a pizza, you can integrate math while eating pizza. Okay, so you can learn by applying the concepts as they go through life. Like eating a pizza, they can learn about fraction. Okay, as you go to the grocery, they can learn about addition, they can practice addition, they can divide, they can subtract. Okay, so pwede yun. Okay, so hindi po limitado lang sa bahay ang learning pag homeschooling. Okay, so for number 2, okay, homeschooling is not replicating school at home kasi it's impossible. It will cause too much pressure on you as a parent to try to replicate what the school can give to our kids. You know, what I've learned through these years, the most important component is the teacher himself. Kasi kung mga resources lang, ang dami natin pwedeng resources all around us. We can recycle, pwede din tayong kumuha sa internet, ang daming resources dyan sa internet. Actually, ma-overwhelm kayo eh. So, you have to know first muna kung ano ba talaga yung goal ninyo in homeschooling. And then, the resources really abounds. Okay? And you can also teach your kids with whatever you have in the house. And pati na rin yung sa place, hindi naman kailangan na may room talaga, may classroom sa bahay, kasi pwede naman learning happens, pwedeng sa dining table, pwedeng sa sofa, pwedeng sa bedroom. Ang importante dito talaga ay makuha natin yung desire ng mga anak natin, that they will become self-directed learning, yung ma-excite natin sila to learn about life. Yes, we can have the books, pero guide lang natin ang mga books. Kasi we can go out of the box. So, kung ano yung pag-aaralan sa libro, pwede nilang gawin yan, or pwede nilang i-practice, i-apply as they go through life. Okay? So, that is number 2. Now, let's go to number 3. Ang homeschooling is more than academics, and we learned it the hard way. Kasi for us to teach our kids about academics, we need to nurture their character. We need to hone their character first. Based on my experience, ang hirap turuan ng bata nang hindi pa siya natuturuan ng obedience. So, ang very first thing na ni-inculcate sa kanila is obedience, and it's a long process. So don't be hard on yourself na mag-obey agad sila. 'Di ba, kahit naman tayo, it took a while for us to obey our parents when we are young. So it is a process, but more than academics, I'm suggesting to you to uh, to focus first and foremost yung character nila. First is obedience, of course, knowing about the Bible, like with our family, that's very important. Kasi mas important ang character kaysa sa head knowledge ng mga bata. So, I suggest na let's focus on their character, get to talk to them, settle issues with them, yung mga conflicts with siblings, and kung hindi sila nag-obey sa atin, we will just talk to them in the level that they will understand. So, don't be hard on yourself kapag sa academics medyo hirap sila kasi meron namang process yan sa mga bata. Like, for my experience, there was a time na talagang hirap ako na turuan yung anak ko kasi from the start na natututo siya na magbasa, ako na yung nagtuturo sa kanya. So there were weeks talaga yun or months na I would read a chapter to my child and I'm thinking, oh gosh, hanggang kailan ba to? Namamaos na ako, kakabasa. And then, I think 3 months yun. 3 months of doing it, reading aloud, I finally said to myself, why not try to let my child, my daughter at that, read on her own? And to my surprise, nababasa na pala niya on her own. Okay, some kids would learn to read at 7, some kids would learn to read at kahit na 5 years old, 6 years old pa lang. But there are kids na, especially boys based on my experience, minsan mas matagal sila mag-pick up ng reading. Pero don't worry, kasi once na matuto sila mag-read, ang bilis naman. Actually, you will be amazed na sometimes hindi mo naman tinuro pero natututunan ng mga bata kasi instinctively they have this God-given skill to absorb learning. So don't be too hard on yourself. Kung sa academics lang, dahil alam ko naman your patient with your child will pay off, pero let's focus more on their character because yan yung kakailanganin nila early towards their life in preparation for their adult life. Okay, so the fourth one that you need to know about homeschooling is that there are actually 4 types of homeschoolers. The first one is because of the pandemic right now, yung mga estudyante dati na galing sa regular school are now forced to somehow homeschool. So, hindi ko na masyado i-discuss that. Then, alam niyo na naman yun. That is through the DepEd's blended learning, online and face-to-face, however they may call it. Pero, ang i-discuss ko pa, the 3 other types, which is the regular homeschoolers or those homeschoolers with accredited providers or accredited with DepEd. So, if you choose to homeschool na gusto ninyo, may records pa rin yung mga anak ninyo, na anytime you would want to go back to regular school, complete yung mga records nila, documents and requirements, go for a provider. Ang masasuggest ko sa inyo, which mga kilala talaga and I'm familiar with, are Catholic Filipino Academy, Homeschool Global, Pinoy Christian Homeschool, at saka School of Tomorrow. Iba-ibang take nila, iba-iba yung requirements nila, pero I can vouch na okay ang 4 na yan. Of course, marami pang iba, pero ito yung pinaka-common. So, for those homeschoolers, they will give you suggestion on the curriculum, on the books. They will also provide activities for you and your children para hindi masyado maging problema ang so-called socialization na question for homeschoolers. And of course, ito mga providers will also be the one to prepare your records. So, accredited sila. You just have to comply with the requirements, whether portfolio or exams or whatever they would require. Okay, the third type of homeschooler are the independent homeschoolers. Technically, wala silang records. Like kami, first two years namin, we went with Homeschool Global. During that time, the Master's Academy pa. Pero ngayon, Homeschool Global na sila. And on our third year, we ventured into independent homeschooling naman. Okay, bakit nga ba ang mga parents or mga families venture into independent homeschooling? For us, we wanted to have more freedom in teaching our kids, freedom in getting the curriculum, and of course, it depends on their interest. Kasi at that time, I felt like I need to support ko ano yung interest ng mga bata, or at least discover ko ano yung interest nila. Just like my son at that time, mahilig siya sa engineering, so I enrolled him in enrichment program, engineering for kids, and si Isa May din, yung panganay ko, I enrolled in enrichment programs na interesado sila. So, andun pa rin yung academics, pero more of mag-focus ka doon sa interest, sa ability, sa gifting talents ng mga bata. Okay? So, pang-apat naman, sila naman yung mga unschoolers. Sila yung mga talagang mas out of the box homeschoolers. I'm not really in the position to talk about it kasi I'm not an unschooler, or sometimes para unschooler na rin, because unschoolers learn through life. And as for me, the heart of unschoolers is to really prepare the kids for the real world, for life skills, not just on the academics, but more on life skills. Okay? So, yun muna ngayon kasi mahabang usapan pa yan. I will give you some links para if you want to know more about these types of homeschoolers. Okay, the fifth one. Okay, so for this episode, fifth muna tayo. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer your questions, or sa next episode, we'll try to discuss it. Pero ang fifth one, na laging tinatanong, mahal ba mag-homeschool? So, mahirap pong sagutin yan. It's not a yes or no, but it depends. It depends on what kind of homeschooling that you want to give to your children. Kasi pwede po yung matipid lang na homeschooling, pwede nga just like yung mga independent homeschoolers, you don't need to pay the provider, so the parents are the ones who teach their kids. Tapos, kung ano yung books na pwedeng hand-me-down books, pwede rin naman na galing sa internet, yung mga resources ninyo, or yung mga teachers, it could be the titos, the titas, mga friends ninyo, o kaya pwedeng team teach, or pwede naman ding masabi natin na depende sa inyo. If you want to give more, if you have more budget, you can indulge yourself in enrichment programs for your kids. You can enroll them in music, in theater. You can buy books, in field trips ninyo, pwedeng, for example, local travel, or abroad. Iba-iba talaga. So, you can actually tailor fit your homeschooling based on your budget. But kung akong tatanungin nyo, the heart of homeschooling is really intentional parenting. You first have to set kung ano ba yung goal ninyo, why you need to homeschool, and then out of that goal, you can craft your own homeschooling regimen, your homeschooling activities. Pero the heart of it is the reason why you are homeschooling. This I want to suggest with you is that I'm praying that all of us will have this desire to homeschool our children so that we can train them in the ways of the Lord. So I don't mean to sound preachy, pero um, I believe that that's the most important thing that with our, if I may share with you, ang ano namin dito, ang sa homeschooling namin, sa family namin, our main goal talaga is, it's a lofty goal, pero it's the command of the Lord to us, the greatest two commandments. First is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is to love others as yourself. So these are the two things that I would always inculcate in my children, because ang head knowledge is just secondary. Diba? Character muna, loving God, loving other people, and then life skills, and then let's teach them how to be, hindi naman actually teach, because minsan mahirap paano ba i-teach to be self-directed? Siguro to inspire, motivate them to have love for learning and be self-directed learners. Yung bang learning na hindi kailangang mag-aral or mag-memorize dahil may exam. Kung hindi, pag-aaralan nila yon because they want to know about it. Like for example, they want to know about anatomy. They're fascinated with it. Learning is best achieved kapag meron talagang desire yung tao to learn about it. So, as a start, bilang homeschoolers, if you want to venture into homeschooling, I suggest na take one step at a time. So, sa susunod na episode, I will tell you, or I will suggest about the 5 steps that you need to do before you venture into homeschooling. Okay? So, sana may mga natutunan kayo. Medyo marami pang topic about homeschooling. It's something na may di-discover talaga natin. We can discover as we go through it. Pero for now, yun na lang muna ang aking ma-share sa inyo. So, until next time, on our conversations over a cup of tea. Wala na. Okay, bye!